Hey guys, so today we are converting metric lengths. Metric lengths is a very important thing when we're doing measurement, okay? And to be able to convert between centimeters to millimeters and from millimeters to meters and back and forth and kilometers and all those things, it's really, really important. So let's jump in and have a look at some of the content that we're going through today. So this is a topic of measurement. So that means the decimal stuff, while it is very much related to this topic, it is not, we're not doing decimals anymore. We're moving on to measurement. So in the next few lessons, you're going to be doing a lot of measurement sort of stuff. During this lesson, we're going to learn how to convert metric lengths. We do this by multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. So we've done that with decimals. Okay, that was one of the topics that we did with decimals, multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. That's the process that we will use in order to do our conversions. Metric lengths are used to measure distance. Okay, so we're looking at distance. They include units like millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. Okay. All right, so some key points when converting. All right. Point one, this is the most important one. There's a table that you guys need to learn off by heart. There's two tables this term that you need to learn off by heart. The next one is to do with negative numbers. But these two tables are incredibly important. It's one of those things where if you go into your exam and you can write down these tables straight away, it's going to help you so much. So the table that I'm going to put up in the next slide is super important for you guys to be able to learn off by heart. Number two, we need to identify how many places we're going to move on this table and how many zeros there are. Because we're multiplying by powers of 10, we need to work out how many zeros there are before we do point 3, which is shifting the decimal point by multiplying or dividing. And I hope you would know that when we multiply, we move in the direction of, everyone should have said right. And when we divide, we move in the direction of, everyone should have said left. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's have a look at an example here. So number one, identify where your unit starts and where it will end. Now, this is this really important table here that we are looking at. That's the one. That's the table that we need to learn off by heart. Basically, let's just have a look at this table. We've got millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. So I guess that's the first thing. You need to remember that they go in that order. Okay, millimeters to centimeters, centimeters to meters, and then meters to kilometers. Okay, and when we travel this way, we divide. And the first one is divide by 10. The second one is divide by 100. And the third one is divide by 1,000. And then when we go backwards, we multiply. And the first one's 1,000, 110. Okay. So this sort of, it is a pretty easy table to learn. Okay. And I think if you guys just practice writing it out a few times, you should be fine. So let's have a look at this question. Okay. I've got two questions here, A and B. So the first one says convert 24 centimeters to millimeters. Okay. So we need to identify where our unit starts and where it's going to end. Okay, where will it end? All right, so we're converting centimeters to millimeters. So let's have a look here. We're going centimeters to millimeters. All right. So our little arrow, when we go that way, means that we've got to times by 10. All right. So up here, we've got to count the zeros in between the units. Let's just do all of this first one first. So 24 centimeters to millimeters, we need to multiply because our table says we have to multiply. And we have to multiply by 10, okay? So that means that we have to shift our decimal point, once to the right. So 24 becomes 240, and the unit comes in there, which we go to, which is millimeters, okay? So we go from centimeters to millimeters by multiplying by 10. Okay, multiplying by 10, which means we shift that decimal point one place to the right, okay? Or you might like to say we add a 0 because that's exactly the same as shifting one decimal place to the right, okay? We add a 0 to give us our answer there with our new shiny units of millimeters, okay? So that's been converted. Let's have a look at B. B says convert 1.32 kilometers to centimeters. Okay, so that means that we're doing something different this time again, because what we're actually doing is we're bypassing meters, okay, and we're going straight to centimeters. So there is two lots of conversions here to consider, okay? So that means I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 5 zeros in that movement. So that means I'm going to have to shift this decimal point 5 times. So you could write it out and you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Mr. Wheel, what goes in all of these spaces here? Zeros. Zeros goes in all those spaces, and that's the destination of our new decimal point right there at the back. Now if we come over here, we've got the answer, and the most important thing to note here is I've got this measurement of centimeters. I've changed from kilometers to centimeters, so that is happy days, okay? So when you do this, guys, you need to remember, identify where you're starting. Okay, I'm starting at centimeters, that's where I'm starting, and I'm going to millimeters. Okay, oh, there's my arrow, okay, and I have to times by 10, so I consider how many zeros there are. All right, with the second one, obviously we had 5 lots of zeros, so we had to move 5 times. Now remember, okay, remember, when we multiply, we move to the right. When we divide, we move to the left. Now here I had divide. I don't know why I wrote divide there. That was an error on my behalf. Ignore that. Obviously, that would be multiplied too because we're going from kilometers to centimeters. But let's quickly do an example where I would divide. Okay, so let's do something like this. Let's go 12,036, 12,362 millimeters, and let's convert that to meters, okay, to meters. So let's have a look at our table here, and let's have a look at how that conversion works. So here I am, millimeters. I've got to go over to meters, okay? So that means when my arrows are going this way, I've got 1 0 there, I've got 1 0 there, I've got 1 0 there, okay, which means I've got to move my decimal point 3 places to the, and everyone says left, Mr. Wheel, to the left. Very good. I do need to move my decimal point 3 places to the left because I've got 3 zeros. So here I am. Here's my decimal point in this number. And I go 1, 2, 3. And that's the new home of my decimal point. So my answer would be 12.362 meters because now I have meters. Okay. All right. It's time for you guys to do some questions. So here they are. Okay, here they are. When you do this question, what I'm going to do is I'm going to include this table for you. Okay, I'm going to include this table for you up here. Okay, so you'll see it up there as soon as the timer starts, all right? I'm not going to go through these much at all. Remember, identify on the table where you start and where you need to add up. Identify, do I need to move the decimal point to the right or to the left? Okay, and how many zeros, how many spaces do I need to move it by? I'll give you 2 meters, 2 meters. I'll give you 2 minutes, okay, and then we'll go through the answers. Good luck. Okay, answer time. As promised, there's that little table up the top there for you. And let's get into it. So the first one here, we're going from centimeters to millimeters. All right, centimeters to millimeters, which means I need to times by 10. Times by 10, all right. So that means I need to shift my decimal point one place to the right to give me 120 millimeters, okay? Once you get used to this, guys, this is super easy. Okay, we're basically just shifting that decimal point right, left, working out how many times we need to move it. It's happy days. All right, meters to centimeters. Meters to centimeters. So there's my arrow that goes that way. I've got it times by 100. Okay, so that means I'm just going to shift that decimal place, two more places to the right, and there we go. 1600 centimeters. Happy days. Okay, next one. Question 3. So kilometers to meters. Okay, once again, I'm going this way. All right, and I have to times by 1000. So that means I go 1, 2, 3 places, okay, to give me 20 meters. Okay, 20 meters. All right, 0.2 of a kilometer is 20 meters. And the last one, millimeters to centimeters. So this time I'm heading in the other direction. I'm going this way, millimeters to centimeters, which means I need to divide. Okay, so I need to go left, and my decimal point goes one place to the left. So I end up with 8, not S, 8 centimeters. Okay, 8 centimeters. All right. When I start the timer, I'll include that table for you there again. These ones are a little bit more difficult. Have a go at them, and then we will go through the answers. Good luck. Okay, let's have a go. All right, so the first one here, we're going millimeters to meters. Okay, millimeters to meters, and I've got 2. It's going across 2 units. Okay, which means that there is 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay, and I'm dividing, so I have to shift to the left. So 1, 2, 3. That's how many zeros there were. So I end up with 1.2 meters. Okay, 1.2 meters. Question 2, kilometers to centimeters. Okay, kilometers to centimeters. So here I am, kilometers to centimeters. That means that I've got to encompass all of that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, and I have to go 5 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that'll be a 0, that'll be a 0, that'll be a 0. And I end up with 1,000 centimeters. 1,000 centimeters is 0.1 of a kilometer. Okay, 0.1 of a kilometer. All right, so next one here, 230 centimeters to meters. Okay, 230 centimeters to meters. So here are my centimeters. I've got to go to meters. All right, I've got to go to meters. And that means that I need to divide by 100. So there's 2 zeros there. So I need to move left 2 places. 1, 2. Okay, so I end up at 2.3 meters. Okay, 2.3 meters. And the last one, I've got centimeters to kilometers. Centimeters to kilometers. So I'm going from, oh dear. Okay, here we go. I'm going centimeters to kilometers. So I'm going in this direction. Okay, so I've got to divide, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. I'm going to have to move 5 times to the left, everyone says. Very good. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I end up with 0.123 kilometers. Okay. All right, there are your answers. Just jump back here on the screen. Hopefully you guys were able to do some of those. If not, jump into the meeting and we can go through it a little bit more. You're just multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. You've got to learn that table though. That's really important. And hopefully you've already copied it down in your book and you get used to writing it out. All right, good luck guys, and head over to the understanding questions or the problem solving questions. Thank you.